another episode, Rare Talks. You get me? Don't forget to like and subscribe. You see what I'm saying? Today, we got a very, very special guest. A really close friend of mine. You get me? Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name's Tara.
Yeah? Is that...
Yeah, come on. We'll find out a bit more about me as we go.
Cool. Bless, man. But, yeah, so me and Tara, we've been friends for a very, very long time. Growing up together and that. So, yeah. Do you remember how you first met?
I don't remember exactly how we met. I know that I think you just moved to the area.
Yeah.
And I think you was playing outside. You just come outside because, you know, we all used to just go downstairs.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not sure if I was with Nettie, but we kind of just saw you and we just kind of came and begged friend.
Oh, like, for real, yeah.
It's like, hi, you know, you're new. Hey, what's up? Like,
yeah.
I think we literally was about 5 or 6.
Yeah, we was young. Yeah, I think it was
young.
about 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, so
we was young.
yeah. I think I remember you and Nettie, you lot used to hang around and that. But do you remember one time? I can't remember what time this was. How old was I? But I think I knocked on your door to bring you some flowers. Do you remember that?
Oh, you should love it.
What do you mean, blood? That's what man's growing up. I'm being real. Yeah, I've got to show people. You're a nice guy, man.
Did you ask me out that day?
Yeah, I think
I did. I think you did. He was like, will you go out with me?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And she said, yeah. And I went home and I was happy, you get me?
I think, like, we literally was, like, had this little childhood romance.
Yeah.
It was so cute. We was, like,
was
from about 6 to about 12 or something like that.
That's the reality.
Did you not know that I was a hater though? Did you know that? Did you know I was a hater? Did you not know I was a hater though? I swear man didn't know I was a hater. I was hating on man still. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
That is the real talk.
You say it's hating, yeah?
I was hating still, I'm not gonna lie. It was mad.
Funny. I think we even, like, Nettie married us on the roof.
Look at that. We even got married. We pretended to get married and that. Like, that's how deep it was.
Yeah,
like.
no, that was James.
Yeah, Ray was peak, man. We had a good relationship, Ray, man. Me and Tara did still.
Yeah, no,
so,
you literally, when we was younger, like, we were close.
Yeah, we was really close, though.
Literally, we used to fight like cat and dog.
Yeah.
But we always had each other's back. Like, I recall even times we didn't talk and then things would kick off with other people and we'd always have each other's back.
Yeah, always. Man always had your back still.
Yeah, exactly.
And you always had man's back.
Yeah,
so
like I said.
he was a real one.
Yeah, and even to the family.
Yeah.
He was always welcome to the house.
It's true, man.
Anytime you could turn up, come for dinner if you wanted to. You know, it was just it was love. Always.
Yeah,
love.
your mum and dad always show me love, man. Big them up as well. They always show me love.
Same as yours. Like it just felt like literally, because you was literally at the end of the balcony.
Yeah, we was on the same floor, innit? Like we lived on the same landing as well.
Morning, day, evening, night.
See each other, like.
Just literally roll up, It's been blessed. It's been a journey.
It's been a nice journey, and it's been good to see how like you've transitioned your life. You get me, and you're doing well. So yeah, man.
Yeah, and you always doing something positive.
Yeah,
and that's what I like to see.
So how was it? How did you find it growing up in like TULSE and that? Like, how did you find it?
For me, like I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I loved it. Of course, it had its problems like every area.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got a real attachment to TULSE. No. You know, like when I'm there, it's just comfort.
That's right.
It's the known. You know, as you know, my mum still lives in TULSE.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of passing through, and for me, it's just my comfortability. When I'm there, it's a different level of safety. I can't explain it.
It's your home, isn't it?
Yeah, it's home. It's
still.
home. And it's mad because whenever I'm there and I'm going through, obviously there's still some people there that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But generally it has changed.
Yeah, it has definitely.
And it's just mad because you're just looking around and I'm like, rah.
Because nearly everyone's moved out.
Yeah.
Basically, that we grew up with.
Most of the people we grew up with have moved out.
Moved out of the area.
So it's obviously, and then you've got the younger generation coming out.
Yeah.
So you're seeing like these youths around, you don't know them.
You don't even know them.
And
they're looking at man like sometimes when I come to the ends as well. They're looking at man like, right, who's this guy? You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, like literally, I'm just like, right, like these lot don't know that we're the oldest.
This is our ends. Like, like we,
a little bit territorial.
We made this foundation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I remember even we used to play Had in the Block, innit?
Yeah.
Do you remember like we would run up to like the full floor and you could run through the stairs and that, innit? And then you could run down, and then there was like I think was that Had when the home. We used to have that post. Remember that post that was right outside our block? It was like an electric lamp, some old school lamp. It's not there no more, is it?
Nah.
That was hot. That was like
where the bins are.
Yeah, where the bins were. Yeah, that was like that was our base. So once you get to that base, you've made it. You see what I'm saying? So I remember we used to play with me, you, your brother, even Steven, your cousin.
I
yeah.
used to always try and cheat by saying that I was gonna have an asthma attack or
Yeah,
something.
that's what I was about to say, you know. Because I'm like, right, Tara used to be like, no, I got asthma, and then she would have her pump and that, and then so we like, alright, cool, you know what? Yeah, you could go in and get your pump and that.
No,
you know
it
what I'm
won't with
saying?
me. I'm just saying it, just because I didn't want to lose.
Proper competitive.
But knockdown ginger.
Yeah, we used to play knockdown ginger. The water fights in the summer as well. That was nice.
Yeah.
We used to have the mad water fights and that. You see what I'm
We had
saying?
the little tap.
In the
that
bins.
was in the start of the bin.
In the bins, you know, like
And we used to
fucking
go
hell.
into it, we'd literally go and get fill up our water and our water blades and just be on the mad thing.
it would just be
Do you ever
like-
remember that time when I can't remember what happened, but we was playing a water fight,
Yeah.
and I know that Joe and everyone was there. We was all outside. It was summer, and I don't know what happened, but then I think some guy got upset because we was playing, and then he tried like move to us and get all hype, and then my dad came out.
I think I do remember that, you know. I think I do remember that.
Jump over the balcony,
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I remember, and your dad was on
yeah,
one.
my dad was on a mad
Come out on the job like what?
He was
your
like,
dad's old school Jamaican, isn't it?
Yeah. So he was just, my dad was a bit of a
So you
one.
grew up. That's what I'm saying. You grew up with your mum and dad, so you had that support. And how do you feel that, like, with a lot of people that had that misguidance, like, do you feel that not having your dad there is a big gap in someone's life, basically?
I definitely do, and the reason why I say that is because I think that as we're growing older and we're trying to identify with something, especially if you're, whether you're a boy or a girl, but I think especially for our boys, if you don't have anybody to identify with, like the woman, she can be doing the best job ever, she can be making sure the house is on point, she's talking to you, but the bottom line is she's not a man, we have different experiences.
That's
and
right.
you relate to what you can experience. So for a man, to me, there has to be a role model for him to be able to relate to. If he doesn't have that, his identity will become skewed, and if it's skewed, he'll find it somewhere else, and then unfortunately that's where things can go bad.
That's right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Still, I agree with that. That's a good message there. Still. So yeah, and so obviously as we grew older and that, we was out there on the road. So how do you, like, what's your perspective as well? Like, because we was all like a little gang, innit? Like, kind of DSK. And what's your perspective from a female perspective? Because we've all been talking about, so, like, what's your perspective, man? Like,
it's mad. Like,
into that.
for me, there was definitely, I guess, a feeling of like, if I wasn't part of it, then I'd be on the other side of it. Like, I definitely felt that growing up, like, I had to be involved in it. Otherwise, I'd be the person people were bullying or picking on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I don't think no one would have chatted.
No, not even like that. But like, I definitely felt like, no, you know what? I'd rather be on this side. But deep down, like in my heart, I don't really want to be doing badness. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, like, I didn't really want to be carrying on with badness. I just felt like, okay, you know what? Like, especially like, say there was beefs or sometimes we go out of ends. It just felt it was a form of protection. You know, it was a safety. You know, like, because I knew, like, obviously I used to roll. I was a tomboy, proper tomboy. You know, people used to see me and mistaken me for my brother because they used to see I was fully dressed, like hat, everything, like tracksuit. You know, I didn't look feminine at all. So I'd go out, and if I was rolling with the man, them, like, I just felt protected. You know what I'm saying? Or if I was rolling with the girls, I knew that, my crew, we was doing this thing.
Smoke.
Yeah, there was some cruddy things going on. I can't lie. You know,
we was on smoke still.
Yeah, we was definitely doing things. So it was like, for me, that I just thought it definitely felt it was safety. It was comfortability, knowing that, you know, if anything happened, I had my peoples, and you know. And as I got older, it just kind of became. I just realised that this wasn't the route that I wanted to take. You know, I thought I want to kind of do more positive things in my life and come out of that. So
that's right. And you never got in trouble with did you get in trouble with the police?
I did once, like, so actually twice because I don't know if you remember, but one of the things that we used to do back in the day, especially the girls, was like we used to like hitting up the shops in it. So we used to go out and do our thing. So one time I did get caught doing that, and my mum and dad, I was shocked.
Yeah, you must have been.
My mum and dad got called that, and I was like, oh my lord, so they're gonna find out now. But I knew my mum was onto me. She was onto me already because she's just seeing new clothes, trained. She's thinking, where are you getting the money to get all these things from? Like, you must be able to do, must be doing something, because where are you getting the money? So that time was kind of like a scare. Then there was another time when there was an incident, and it was I think it's the charge was ABH.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's quite a deep one, and CID just turned up at my door. And at the time, we thought it's my brother.
Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah,
So,
I do
so my
remember,
mum
yeah.
was like, I was sleeping, and my mum was like, I remember she'd gone to my brother and said, look, there's fucking police at my door,
there,
you know,
yeah.
like, da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, like, cool, I was gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then 2 I'm hearing my name being called. I was like, I was like, me,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, that was for me was the wake up call. That was the wake up call, because if that had come to fruition, thankfully it didn't.
Yeah.
But I was looking 15 years. That's what they were talking. Yeah, so I'm saying it was a heavy charge.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a heavy
but
charge.
I do remember that story though. I
Yeah.
think you told me you was
It
like,
was a heavy charge.
The feds come to the yard and we thought it was for.
No, it was a serious thing that happened, and
Yeah.
it was a serious thing that happened, innit?
Yeah.
And it was just like,
That was a wake-up
if like basically it never went anywhere because they didn't have any evidence or anything.
Yeah.
You know, but they literally, yeah, it was if it was something that, you know, had gone to court or anything like that, and it could have been something serious. So I felt very blessed. I felt like it was for me. I looked at it at the time like it was a sign, and it was telling me, you know what, T, you know, just stop running around. Because the thing is, I was completely innocent in the situation.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it even worse, when you're getting caught up in stuff, but you ain't actually done anything. You understand what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know what? Let me just take myself out of this.
Yeah.
You know, so that's when I started to make a bit of a change. You know, but like you know, them times there, you're smoking. You know how it goes. You want to roll with your friends. Everyone's smoking. And then, you know, money's tight them times because you're young, you're not working.
That's right.
So,
Yeah,
so you're looking for money.
Yeah.
You're trying to find ways to get money, you
Yeah.
know. So, yeah, like, it was definitely an eye-opener for me. So that's it, thankfully.
Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
good though. And then after that,
And after that, yeah, I just started to change, Started to change. Do you know what I started to do? Roll in Portsmouth.
Yeah, I remember you used to go up
Yeah,
there a lot.
I started to roll in Portsmouth. That became like my
you
little...
got family up there.
Yeah, I got a sister up there.
That's
So I just
right,
met her, same time.
See.
And then it just became like a getaway. So I used to just go there, and then eventually I used to go there for long, like weeks on ends, and come back here. So yeah, that kind of helped me detach from that kind of
road
lifestyle.
life,
Yeah, definitely.
And so yeah, you used to talk about smoking. So what age did you start smoking? Like?
Gosh, when did I start smoking? I think I first started, I was about 13. Yeah, about 13. Yeah, I can't remember that time when we had that experience where I had I pulled the whitey. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember. It was mad. He was in my house, smoking and that.
That was a madness. I can't remember.
Like, I can't breathe. Oh, shook. I was like, oh shit. Like, I was got to take you to your yard, and you get me.
Yeah, that was.
Like, I'll be alright. So and you said that's when your mum found out.
That's the day my mum found out. Yeah, she saw it in my eyes. She hotted me up, boy, and I was just like, yeah. So, yeah, I was about 13, and then I smoked for a while, and then one day I stopped. So yeah, that was basically that journey.
Yeah. And so and also when you went to school, like how was primary school? What school did you go? Fenstanton?
Yeah, man, Fenstanton.
Just tell the people. I know you went Fenstanton.
Fenstanton was like, I love Fenstanton.
How was it for you? Yeah.
Like, it was heavy. There's nothing negative. To me, it was just all positive. It was fun. You know, I think, you know, I had a good friendship group, and it was close to home. So everyone, technically, we all kind of rolled in school, and then we rolled outside of school as well. Right. Yeah. And, you know, Mr. Howland, he's passed now, isn't he?
Don't lie. God bless him, man. Mr. Howland. Ray, remember Mr. Howland?
Yeah, Mr. Howland.
Yeah, you did.
He was on job,
but do you know what's mad? Like,
do you
think that there could be teachers like that now?
No.
Because he was. When I look back, he used to drape man up.
He was on it still. You know who he looks like? You know Dr. Robotnik from Sonic. You know the boss from Sonic. He looked like him still. But bro, everyone was shook on Mr. Howland still. No one is smoking.
That was a.
Yeah, you took it old school, Mr. Howland.
Yeah,
man,
Mr. Howland. Yeah,
he was a good head teacher.
But Fenstanton was good.
Yeah, it was
good times. Good times. You know, I remember. Did you come to the year 6 thing?
What's that?
When we went away.
Croft.
Yeah, Croft.
Yeah, come on, that was lit in it. We went to the coach. Hey, come on, I remember. And then you lot had your dorm. Was it downstairs?
Yeah,
we had our dorm upstairs.
Yeah.
Hey, did you come Croft for it?
Did you come Croft?
I was kicked out.
Yeah, you're a bad youth, fam. You didn't get to enjoy
But
it.
I tell you what, one thing I did come to, and I'll tell you one thing I do remember, when we had a disco at
the community centre. Yeah.
But we used to have discos in Fenstanton as well, though. They used to have the disco, I think it was a year 6 one, just after
I remember the
Croft.
one at community centre. I told you again, you was with Tara, and I was hating on you. It was just bare hate, blood. I saw you with Tara, and I was like, bruv, why you with Tara?
Come on, man.
Oh gosh, them little end things, yeah.
Croft was sick though, I can't lie. they don't even. I don't think they even do that no more with the kids. Like,
do you know what they do? I don't know
They
if it's
do.
cloth though.
They've changed the name of everything.
It might be something else, but
Yeah.
they do, because I know it's lined up. Well, my son's in year 6, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to go because
because
of
of this.
what's
mad
going
thing.
on at the moment. But yeah, it's still in the pipeline. There's a year 6 residential trip.
What's your thoughts on what's going on right now with this COVID stuff?
Yeah.
What's my thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, my thoughts is do I think there's something around? Yeah. Do I think it's as bad as what they've pushed it? No. That's basically my thoughts, and I do think there is an agenda. I do think there is a bit of a, you know, kind of control and mind control. You know, it's mad because I look at it like this. I'm gonna get a bit deeper, you guys. I hope you don't mind.
Come on, 'cause I'm on the same thing.
I'm just saying
You
that.
get me?
Like, I find it really fascinating that the fear of death can cause something like this. Like, death is the only thing that's guaranteed in this world, but it just proves that nobody really accepts it. You can't control when death is coming for you. Like, it's coming. There's nothing you can do.
It's true, though.
Like, that's why I don't walk in fear. Like, I'm not saying you're going to directly put yourself into the situation of dying, but
you still want to live on
like,
your legacy.
but it's like
and
someone like me. I have asthma. I have the same risk of dying to flu than I do as COVID. There's no difference, and I don't walk around with a mask. I don't take the flu jab. You know, so to me, like I said, there might be something, and there's something going around, but I feel that the media has pushed out fear.
100%.
Because with fear they can control you.
That's right.
You know, and
That's
it's also divide and conquer. You have to understand that if you're looking at the different sides, you've got the people that are following the masses, like doing everything.
The 20% trying to control the 80%.
Yes, and then you got them doing it, and then you got the other side. And then what you're seeing is in the supermarket, you're seeing people fighting. Like, put on your mask.
Yeah.
You know, like, and
like,
it's
man
like,
will go on the tube and that, my
like,
mask down. Cause I just have the mask because of the feds. That's the real talk.
And if
man.
you look back
I'm
in
not- you get
history,
me?
like, this is exactly what happened in like the Nazi days. This is how Hitler got in control. And that's
Yeah.
what people. That's why I'm saying you have to really deep it. Like, what's happening is a repeat of certain historical events.
Yeah.
Like, that's how he managed to get in control. Because if you remember, certain Germans were snitching on their neighbours. Like, they're in the attic over there. You know, they got the public to go against each other. So if you're dividing and conquering like that, the government can easily manipulate and control that.
That's real.
You know, so it's deep. Like, it's deep, but because of the way I am and the way I think, I'm just like, you know what? Let's just see how everything's going to kind of manifest in the sense. But my main thing is to keep peace in my mind and in my heart. I'm not trying to cause myself any sort of anxiety or anything like that. It's just, main thing is, and as a mother for my children, to keep them, you know, peaceful in their mind as well.
Keep them sane.
Keep them sane, because you know, kids are suffering from anxiety, children are getting mental health, struggling to go to school. You know, there was a case in the kids' school the other day. It's the first time I see my son a bit like,
What, with a corona case?
Yeah. And this whole time, my children have been fine, no problems. They adjusted perfectly. But that's the first time I've seen. But I know that it's because of the fear that's being kind of pushed within the school. So he's bringing it home now, and I'm having to sit him down and be like, listen. No.
Don't let that.
Don't. We're not gonna do this.
That's right.
You can step out your house and get knocked over tomorrow. This is life. You know, there's always risk. And the one thing is actually for me, is teaching my children, death is imminent. It's coming.
It's true.
Yeah, we don't fear death. It's not a taboo subject in my household. You know, because to me, I teach them about understanding that there's life after, and whether or not your spiritual beliefs are different. You know, everyone's got their own beliefs. But I teach them about understanding that the soul is eternal, it's everlasting. You understand? So this is it. And so for me, it's just a situation of just keeping my peace, keeping my calm, because right now the world is mad.
It is, yeah. When
It's
this
mad.
thing first started, like, even like I was going around my dad's, I remember I bucked you in Sainsbury's, Bev. I went to get, like, it was like everyone stocking up, so I've gone in Sainsbury's quickly, stocked up. It was mad, everything was empty, so I've gone to my dad, he's giving me bare moringa tea, like, you know, like, moringa, fever grass, everything. So he's like, don't worry, car, if you get sick, you know, you just drink this and you give it to the little man, you get me, give it to your girl, give it to everyone. So that's what I was on. So when the news was on, like, talking about all this, I think one day they said, it don't matter what you do put in your immune system, the corona was still cool. And I'm just turning off the TV. I said, don't worry about it. I just boiled up the ginger and them thing there. I weren't playing.
I mean,
listen, I was dissing it. I'm anti. I'm anti-corona. I'm anti-vaccine. I'm anti any of them things there. Fire, bun, brimstone, everything. Pun them thing there. Simple blood.
You get me? Trying to control the people.
He's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
having it. Do you know what? But this is the thing. It's like, if you look at the recovery, like the actual rate of deaths and the likeliness of dying from this, considering it's so low, it's absolutely surprising at the effect it's had. Like, and the way, you know, I understand. We can look at it like, let's say, okay, everyone believes there's a virus going around, but it's like, okay. But from what they're saying, the most vulnerable people, why not do a system where those are the people who are really protecting them?
That's right.
Why not let the younger people and the non-vulnerable people get on with their lives?
Yeah.
It don't really make no sense to me, because I know if you really believe it's true, and you know that your grandma or whatever is sick or whatever, she lives in her own house, or she's high risk or vulnerable, then you're just gonna make sure you're not going there and putting her at risk, innit? But the way they've done it, I think there was even scientists. I think there's a petition where 7,000 scientists actually signed to say that the way the government's handling it is wrong and it's not necessary, you know. But we can talk about this all day. It's one of them topics that, you know, everyone's got their own different ideas. My thing is just keep your peace. Don't be fearful. Don't be fearful, you know.
And build up your immune system. Always, like,
always.
You know,
But that should be before coronavirus. You know, that should just be, as we're getting older, we're not getting any younger. So we have to start looking after ourselves a bit better, you know. So, you know, building up your eating better, bit better diet, you know, diet kind of habits. It's something that we should be considering now as we're getting into we're moving into the other. The older generation.
That's right, yeah, because, you know, we're only getting older, innit?
That's what I'm with that health stuff. I told you I don't eat meat anymore, and you man don't listen to me.
No, Sims don't eat meat either. Sims ain't ate meat for about nearly 2 years now, innit?
Yeah, so whether or not, you know, whether or not it's not
Now
eating meat, you know, or even like, you know, kind of ensuring that you're getting the good vegetables, you know, the kind of alkaline,
proper, man.
all them things. Look into it. Like I said, it can be a slow transition, but people have to start making the moves as we're getting older into trying to eat a little bit better, and just water.
That's right.
You know, drinking a lot of water. Do you know how much our body is made of this stuff? We don't drink enough of it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a madness.
Yeah, Corona's a mad thing. You get me? So yeah, obviously we was talking about as well, like school and that. So then you went to St. Martin's after, isn't it?
Yeah.
All girls school. And how was that, like, going to an all girls school?
That was a mad one, because I was still quite very tomboyish. So for me, it was a lot, because it was like going into a school with all these girls. I wanted to go Kingsdale. I was vexed when my mum didn't let me go Kingsdale. I was vexed when I didn't. But because Alex was on a mad thing, she was like, "Nope, like you're not going." So I had to settle. I had to settle for St. Martin's. And it was like, all right, cool. But generally, like, St. Martin's was a good school.
It was, yeah.
It was a good school.
You met the Queen and that, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that day still.
Yeah, we met the Queen, like, and it was like, yeah. That day was funny.
I remember.
Yeah, that day was funny.
It
The
was
quiet
like,
drop.
people's bowing down to the Queen, but you get me?
I was in a high for it.
Yeah, you were having it still. You weren't really on it, and the teachers were. I remember you told me still.
Yeah.
I was just laughing. I was like,
that was a good day. But yeah. So St. Martin's was cool. It used to give me joke though, because it was just, I don't know. It's coming. I guess coming from someone who was, like I said, a tomboy, like used to hang around with a lot of guys. Yeah. Going to school with all these girls and then seeing the way they used to react with guys, and I couldn't understand it, because I was just used to guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously you lot from the ends, but man, them used to come outside the school and it was like a stampede. Like, I mean, literally, you'll be sitting down and you'd hear a stampede down the corridor, and you just knew what's happening. Like, yeah, some guys are probably hanging outside, and the girls would be hanging out the window. And then when guys clocked that I went there from the end, oh, yeah, Torah, you know, trying to get the hook up. But in generally, it was just look, probably Rare was one of them. Yeah.
There was one thing I told you to look for me.
You see?
Sade. She died.
Oh God.
And she had a car accident.
Shah,
God
man.
bless her, man.
Sure. That's the first. That's actually the first proper friend I lost.
I forgot about her.
Yeah, I never forgot about her.
She was beautiful.
She went to your school, innit?
That was my girl, man.
It was your friend, didn't it? Yeah, I remember. She used to always come check in.
Yeah, Shadi was my friend.
Everyone used to.
That was very, very sad. Very sad. Yeah,
St. Martin's, you know. And I remember there was a time as well, I can't remember who it was, but the man them used to always terrorise, like you said, the girls from the St. Martin's and that, because we would be outside Joe's, whatever. Then one day, do you remember this, Rare? Some random don just come up to me. I think someone was aiming fireworks at the girls, innit, And then the girl's brother, and he tried to grab man and that, do you remember? And then all the man them got up and was like, what? But he was like, right, my sister. I didn't do nothing, I just came to the ends, sat down on like the wall outside Joe's. Next minute, someone's aiming fireworks at some girls or whatever, or it's happened. One random don just come and he's on to me. You get me? He's like, the girl said, yeah, but she was in the car. She's putting me out. And he tried to grab me. I was sitting on the wall, but I wasn't expecting him to come towards me because I didn't do nothing, innit? I just come, grips man, 3 man on the... That man's like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, my sister. Don't fuck with my sister. And then the man then was like, what? And then, yeah, he kind of let go and that. But yeah, man, I remember St. Martin's doing... The girls used to get terrorized there still.
Yeah, it was a madness. It was madness. But it was good times. Like, education was good.
Yeah.
Head teacher was serious, you know, because we had Miss Morrison.
Oh yeah, Mr. Morrison's wife.
No, it wasn't,
sister?
but we used to think it was.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they had any interlink. It was just the surname. But for long, we used to think
they were, that was
their husband and wife. Yeah, nah, but it weren't.
Mr. Morrison's in Kingsdale. I think he's still the head teacher now.
He's still there now, yeah. Well, Kingsdale's like a top school. I put it
Now
down
it
as
is.
one of my son's choices.
Yeah.
You know,
Even my
It's like,
sister, my
bruh.
sister tried to get in there. My dad was trying to get my sister in there. She couldn't
Yeah,
even get in there.
it's a good school now. Like, it's completely
changed.
done.
And Mr. Morrison helped do that.
Yeah.
Mr. Morrison
It's
helped
a good
do that.
school.
He used to chase everyone. He'll be on it, and man would be like, Murray. Man's running from Mr. Morrison, like, and he will chase you. He's a
Chase you
head
down.
teacher. He's running you down, and when he catches you, it's peak. You get me, for
Yeah.
bunking class and that.
Yeah, no, that school, like I said, when my brother was going, it's a madness. Because remember my brother had that madness there as well.
Yeah, he was talking about it still.
Yeah.
I remember. And you
But he like, you see the way he explained it. Yeah, when he was talking, I wanted to explain it for him because I was obviously the other side of it. Yeah, like this call we got is like he got stabbed.
You remember, innit?
That's the call we
so I remember
got.
he came out crying. I was like, what's wrong?
We was like,
Yeah.
nah, the call we got was right, he's been stabbed and he's been taken to hospital. And we was like, rah. So obviously, me and my mum are stressed.
Yeah.
And we're calling. We can't get hold of him. And then we discovered that he'd been bit by a dog and that he'd nearly got stabbed. Apparently, the person drew for the knife.
Okay. Yeah.
But didn't actually. Like, I think someone screamed. Yeah, Gotti, and I think Justin as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they were there, and like Gotti screamed like no.
Yeah.
And it made the person put the knife away. That's the story that actually happened.
Okay.
So it was so obviously for us it was traumatic.
Yeah, of
we
course
were
it was.
traumatized.
I
you know?
remember because I saw you and you was crying. You was like, oh man, I was like, what's wrong? My brother got stabbed. I was like, what? And then in the end we found out, like you said, he got bitten by the dog and that. So I'm saying due to the madness. Kingsdale was wild.
Kingsdale was crazy.
It's a wild school still, man.
Kingsdale
Yeah,
was
wild
crazy.
guys used to go there, but now it's changed.
Yeah.
So then after you went to that St. Martin's and that, you went college after.
Yeah, so I went to college and I did
Yeah.
theatre studies.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to do acting.
Yeah.
But then very
How
early
was
on, it was cool. I really enjoyed it. Like, I still love acting, but at the time, I realised that I didn't want to pursue a career in it. So
Yeah.
a couple years later, I did it and all that, but then I realised, no, that's not the route I want to go down.
Okay.
I started doing a bit of theatre work and stuff, but I knew that, number one, I knew that I wanted kids like younger. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to, my mum was 33 when she had me. I didn't want to
Okay.
wait that long.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. In acting, like, a lot of people who commit their life to acting tend to have children later on in life.
That's right.
Because they have to just
for their career.
push
and-
hard, to get recognition, to
Yeah.
get out there. And I was like, I'm not really trying to do all of that because I want to, and consistent income as well.
Yeah.
A lot of actors are agency, so they're trying to be
That's
flexible.
right. Yeah.
Income is literally flat, and I was like, I can't live that life.
And it's a hard industry to get
It
into,
is.
even like the music and that. It's just
It is,
kinda,
so I gave that up. And then I kind of floated for a while, just trying to figure out now, because that was my passion, that was my love. So it's like, okay, what do I do now? You know what I mean? So I was floating around for a bit, trying to figure out what I want to do. And then, because I'd done kind of like different jobs, tried them out,
Yeah.
realised it wasn't really my thing. And then, kind of got into the mind.
Okay.
That became.
So that's what you do now.
So now mental health,
So how did you get into
So
that?
the way
mental
that kind of happened, I was looking so I've always been fascinated about the mind, just like human behaviour, why people act the way they do, the processes of thinking, what is the kind of processes of conditioning the mind, unconditioning the mind. So I was really always I used to watch all those shows, like even like any kind of. I'm trying to remember what was that I used to watch. There was one program, it was like a detective show.
Well, like that CSI. thing,
Kind of
yeah.
like CSI, no,
That's
but it was
heavy
another
industry,
one. It
that's
was based
old
on.
school,
They used to
jeez.
find serial killers using
Yeah.
behaviourists, like they.
NCSI.
No, but I used to watch all that, but no, this was the next one.
NCSI. They got,
Criminal
is it
Minds.
called NCSI.
Criminal Minds. No, it's Criminal Minds.
Oh, Criminal Minds. I
Yeah,
don't even know that
so
one.
that was
Yeah.
different because it was literally
Yeah.
a different set of like therapy. Like they literally used, they analysed the person's mind to
Yeah.
find them. it was mad, and I used to be really obsessed with it. Like, this is serious stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of grew from there. And then obviously having people around me who are experiencing mental health, I was really fascinated about it. Just like, not fascinated in a, oh yeah, I loved it, but just kind of like, what is this? You know, what is causing this? How comes people are like this? So yeah, from there, I decided, I want to get into mental health. So I went online and I was looking for a job one day in mental health. I was at my old job in the bank. And then basically I saw a job for a mental health social worker.
Okay.
And then I was like, yeah, because I knew I didn't want to do the medical side of it.
Yeah.
And
What's
then I
that,
was like
working with
like
them?
nurses.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's
kind of
mad.
medication, because
Yeah,
I've always
that's-
been kind of anti-medication. So
Yeah.
I was like, and I thought, I don't know if I really wanted to do psychology, but I was like, I want to do something. And then social work, that come up, and I was like, yeah. So I went to uni, did that. And then, yeah, my first job was in the mental health team. So it's like perfect. It was the position I was looking for was basically the position I ended up coming out and getting, which was really weird, you know what I mean? Like 4 years later.
So you went to uni and studied,
Yeah, 3 years.
Go on.
3 years. Stress. Stress, because
uni's not
uni,
easy.
and with social work, it's like a vocational course. So you do a full-time placement as well as
Okay.
assignments and your dissertation. So as well as having children.
Yeah, that's hard to balance.
It was
yeah.
mad, and then I
But
had,
you done it though.
yeah, there was a lot going on.
That's a great achievement.
Yeah, no, definitely,
And then
definitely,
and then
it's a proud
obviously
moment.
you came out of uni and you got the
Yeah,
job in the role that you were studying.
that I
so
was exactly.
That's proper, man. I have to rate you for that.
Thank you. No, I
Big
love
up
it.
for
I
that.
love it. I enjoy doing it. I feel that it's what I'm meant to be doing.
So do you work with like the kid side or?
So
Adults?
I work for the adult side,
Yeah.
and it's in the community mental health team.
Okay.
So basically anyone who's over 18 comes to our team, and I work with specifically like trauma, anxiety, depression, personality disorders.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's the kind of area that we
That's
specialise
deep
in.
still.
So
And how do you find it as well, like dealing with
It's-
different
it's-
people and
like, how can I explain it? I love it because I get to be part of people's lives while they're going through, you know, hard times, and they trust me to kind of be vulnerable in my space and let me come into their lives and try and support them to find what it is they need to get better. But it's difficult because obviously you're dealing with people that sometimes are suicidal.
yeah.
At times they actually act and do it, you know.
Some people are aggressive as well, like do they?
You get some aggressive people. Obviously we have to have boundaries
Mm,
because we have to protect ourselves as well.
that's right, yeah.
But generally, not really, you know. You get a lot of, like, you know, might get a couple that might be on that side, but generally most people are really, really
They're calm.
lovely. Yeah, they're just good. They're just
They just
having
need
a hard
that support,
time.
innit?
They just need some help. Yeah, so
they need that support still.
yeah, so no, I do. I really, really enjoy it, but it can be difficult because you're hearing a lot. You know, mental health. A lot of it stems from unresolved childhood issues. So that's coming into their adulthood, and then obviously when they're trying to get through it, they're coming to talk to us about these stuff, and that's good. It's a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
because they get to, it's kind of like therapy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When
Yeah,
you
they
sit
get
down
therapy
and
as
talk,
well.
it's like
and they get
and it's support for them. So
yeah. So yeah.
that's good.
So, Ty, what did you think of the Black Lives Matter movement? I knew you was gonna have a strong opinion on this.
But I'm not gonna go too deep into
Yeah,
it.
go on.
Look, like, you know, of course there needs to be changes. Yeah, we understand that there needs to be changes. Obviously, without going into it, the agenda, the people behind all of that are not really the people that should be behind it, and I'm very kind of anti-supporting that movement for that reason, because if you look at actually the people that actually fund and all that stuff, it's
deeper.
yeah, it's a lot. So that, for me, it's like I understand it, I get where it's coming from, but I can't help but just look at the timing of things as well, and I just wonder if we weren't in a pandemic, if that would have happened. And you know, and it's like everything, it blows up and then it goes quiet again, and then nobody ain't talking about it. And you know, but the one thing is, I mean, workplaces have tried to implement it. It did make something happen, like something, it shifted something, like there was like a little, like, you know, like the vibration shifted
But was
just
that
a little
like,
bit.
was
You know
that
what
like
I'm
them
saying?
promote, like you said, like with obviously the whole meaning of Black Lives Matter, obviously it's important to all of us, isn't it? Like any form of racism is wrong, you get me? Like racists should get smacked up, real talk, you get me? Fire and brimstone upon them, man, there. But
you see when man like you said, like the people that are branding it and they're, you know, putting it on company's house, and that's when, you know, you're not even setting it up as a charity to kind of give back to people then. So like you said, it's hard to kind of support the movement itself, but the meaning of it, obviously, a man understands it.
Yeah, I get it, but you know, the way I look at it is that I personally feel that our community need to get it together first. Yeah?
100%. It starts
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
if you look at all the other communities, every other community and the way they roll,
they got it patterned.
It's all about like they unite, you know, and that's why you can't blame them, because they're coming in, especially if they're coming from their countries or coming into these countries. Like, that's how they get through, by staying together. They stick together.
That's right.
The black community is the most segregated amongst any other community. You know, and it's like, to me, it's all good, but until like that community gets it together themselves.
And if we was to come together, do you know how powerful it would be?
This is what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's frustrating. Like, if the people could understand, if we could really get it together, stop like arguing over like stupid things, you know, everything, like even down to, you know, obviously being of mixed heritage, how many times, like the amount of arguments I saw happening back and forth, whether or not we was okay to be a part of it or not. And I'm just sitting there rolling my eyes, like, you know, like, because I don't know about you, but I have this conversation with a lot of people. If they say, do you refer to yourself as black, you know? And I'm
people
like,
ask me that. I'm black, man.
And it's like, but I'm just like
I'm
this.
as black as it gets.
I just
Get me, Kemet, man.
I look at it like this, biologically, like my DNA. Don't know about. He's like, I look at it like, you know, my DNA is I'm mixed heritage, but in terms of my psychology, my like kind of mentality and politically, I'm black, and that is right. And trying to explain that to people can be a bit difficult, but it's like, I don't need to sit down and be like
exactly.
If you really want to drop it down, I'm black and white, so I'm allowed, if I'm with the black side, because I'm still black, you know what I'm saying, whether or not I'm of mixed heritage, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of that going on. It's like, this is all petty. It's petty. Like, I'm seeing all these arguments, but no, you know, and I'm just sitting there thinking, look, this is why nothing ain't gonna change. Nothing ain't gonna change.
I think racism is created to segregate people still.
This is it. This is it, you know, and it is, that's exactly what it is, and it's power and control. It's power and control, and the way that we have been conditioned, it's so deep. This is like, it's gonna take generations to get it out of us, and that's just true. But it's nice to see little things that are trying to step into change. It's really beautiful to see that. You have to be positive. There is, you know, for example, like, you know, with colorism and stuff, they're really trying to put these messages out here that, you know, it's wrong, and this has been something that's been stuck into us from years ago, from slavery. But we need to, and you know, for me, that's why my role as a mother is the most serious role I'll ever have, because to me, this is the generation now. You know, my time on the stage, it's time to take you know, kind of off stage and put my kids in the centre, because they're coming up now. So what's happening with them, that's important. You know, it's not saying we're still quite young, so we've still got importance, but they're coming up. So now, to me, all the knowledge I never had or didn't know, it's about pushing it down into my children. So that, for me, that's what I say to everybody. If you can't do it for yourself, or the changes ain't happening now, try and make the changes for the next generation. You know, we've had some serious stuff come up in the media, a lot of paedophilia stuff coming out.
That's right, It's
you
madness.
know, talk to your children. That's what I keep saying to people. Talk to your children.
Make sure your children's
talk
not
to your
online
children.
like
It's too
that,
late for that next generation. Talk to your
you get
children.
Me their messages and all them things. They're making sure they ain't talking to no one. You get me? Real talk.
Do you think it's the parents' fault though? If the child's moving mad, can you actually blame the child? You blame the parents, because you're not having a serious conversation with your children to let them know about, you know, their private area and stuff like that. For instance, like, are you teaching your children about, like, if there's a girl, are you teaching them about her private area? Like, this is somewhere that not even daddy can touch.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if your daddy, the most closest man to you, can't touch, why is this little boy in school trying to touch?
You have to be teaching.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I can't see you naked, and this is like from a young age, not because men's on a paedophile thing, but man's just teaching you that you're sacred and you're honourable, and you have to guard this.
Like, even like for my son, like when he goes toilet, when he wheezes, I tell him, oh, don't pull your trousers down. You get me? Like, make sure you get me in. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like, kids, they like to pull their trousers. You know what I'm saying? And I say, when you're in school, don't do that. You get me? Because you know what I'm saying? Or you guys, man's like out with him and that, and then man takes him to the you know, like, to the stand up toilet, the bowls and that, and I said, no, son, you don't do that. You get me? You got to teach, like, like you said, we have to teach our children the right way, innit, and not be scared to be open with them
and
as
I
well.
think a lot of our parents, where we came from, our cultures, a lot of our parents don't talk to us about these things because it's a taboo.
It's a taboo.
It's not something that you talk about.
It's a taboo.
right.
Like, I could have never went to my parents and be like, yeah, so dad, like, I've got a girlfriend here. Like, what do I do with her?
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that you got. I
Yeah.
want my children to come to me and be like, yo, dad, I ain't gonna lie. What are you talking about? Little man, you ain't on that, man. Come here,
Yeah.
let me talk to you. Soon as your age, yeah? We're gonna have that conversation today, you know. Yeah. Hey, listen. Now I have to talk to you, little man. Yeah? I have to talk to you. I have to let you know what's really good.
It's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of parents, they just...
We have to school our children properly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is how I look at it, yeah, like with the kids, and you know, I think about me growing up. Children will have, let's say, hopefully 2, but sometimes 1 parental kind of voice in their ear.
Yeah.
You see, once they step out to the big world, they've got thousands of voices in their ear,
That's
and my
right.
thing is to make my voice the loudest.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. So, all I can do is try my best to give them my time, like
Yeah.
you know, even down to like, you know, I've reduced my hours at work because my son was getting through some problems in school, and I was like, I need to be there more.
That's right.
You know, I need to, as much as I love working and I'm doing this for the benefit of us
Our
now.
parents' generation, sorry to cut you, our parents' generation would work.
Work hard. They
Yeah,
were
we don't
missing.
really
They were
see
missing
them,
because they were working. You know.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, that's all good. You know, I grinded. I did all that stuff, but I was like, no. Now it's time to focus on what he needs and be there for him. And it's the best decision I made because I've actually seen the changes in him and the positive kind of outcomes that's come out of it. But you have to spend time with them, and sometimes you have to talk to them 10 times about the same thing, no?
Do you know what
To drum
you
it in the
said
head.
is so deep, Tara? Let me tell you why, yeah? Is because the reason why some cultures of people don't experience the same things that we experience is because they have businesses, they have so much money that they can afford to spend quality time with their children.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But our parents and parents that came from where we came
Exactly.
from,
Work
they was
hard.
working so
Hard.
hard to keep that
Exactly.
roof on their head
Exactly.
and that food in the fridge and that hot heat.
Yeah.
But let me tell you why that's not really a good thing, because our parents taught us how to survive, but not how to live. Understand where I'm going with this? This is very deep.
No,
what I'm
real
gonna say to
talk,
you.
real.
They taught us how to survive,
Yeah.
but they didn't teach us how to live.
Yeah.
Now, if my parents had said, look, this is the stock market, you're going to make £4, £15, £20,
Yeah.
you just invest this much money, you make this much money. If you buy your first property at 18, all this drug money, just give it to me, I'll invest it into your first property, and don't worry,
Yeah.
you're going to become millionaires.
100,
Yeah.
literally.
Me, I wouldn't be involved in certain things because I'm too busy trying to get all my money. You lot are selling drugs, I'm like, "Oof, you lot.
This is dead.
How much you make?
Yeah.
How much? £100 a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got my second yard. 250,000. You men are laughing at me. He's chatting rubbish. I'm like, yeah, bye. And then next time you see me, I'm in a Bentley, I'm in a Porsche. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what certain cultures of people was doing.
No, real talk, fam.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, that's a time though, because when you're flexible and doing your own stuff, you have time.
Yes.
And when you've got time, you can invest it into them, you know.
That's right.
And it's even like down to when you're busy and you're getting on with your day, and like you're busy because you generally are busy. You've been
Yeah.
working all day.
Yeah.
You know, as a mum, you're coming home, you're doing dinner, you're tidying up the house, you're putting them to bar, you know, you reading with them, whatever you're doing. Like I used to get home from work and have about an hour and a half to 2 hours before they went to bed because you need structure and routine, right?
That's right. Yeah, they can't be going.
What am I doing in that time? Most of the time, the most I might get them to do, if even I got the patience to do that, is to bring them to cook with me.
Yeah.
That might be a little time I can spend with them, but generally you're going Monday to Friday. The government are raising your children.
100%.
The government are raising your children.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, and then I'm thinking to myself, nah, like I need to spend more time with my children. I've done that now. I've got my qualification. I've got my experience now, what I needed, because I always had plans above being frontline. Being a frontline social worker was never my goal. It was my plan for that time,
Yeah.
but I had a bigger plan. Do you know what I'm
right,
saying? That was
yeah.
what I needed to kind of have some experience behind me. So I was like, you know what, you've got what you need, Tara. You've got time. Take a little time out to kind of look after the little ones. And trust me, like in the morning when we're going to school and I'm picking them up, you see the conversations I have with my children.
Nice, isn't it?
Like, and see the changes in them, and when I hear them talk and they say things, and I realise they're listening.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
they're listening to
Yeah.
me. And to me, you can't get invest in your kids.
No, real. Because I
Invest
picked
in
my
your
son
kids.
up from school the other day. Teacher was like, yeah, he was hanging around in the toilets when he was meant to be in class. I was like, yeah. And then when I'm looking at him, he's like, Daddy, I heard what I heard today. You know, he shook straight away. You get me? Not saying he's scared, but he's like, he doesn't want to like he doesn't want to let me down because I want him to.
A boy should be scared of his dad.
Yeah, you get me.
Not super scared.
But have that
where
respect in it.
Because certain fear will stop him from doing certain crimes.
That's
certain
right.
things.
That's
He'd
right.
Like, oh man, my dad gonna.
Yeah.
Gonna bash
So
me up.
I wanted to, when the teacher was telling me I was upset, I was thinking, what's he doing? Like to me in my head, that's bunking class. You get me? Like I didn't even tell his mum. Obviously she probably hear it, but I didn't even say nothing to her. I was like, right, he got licking his eye because he got licking his eye, so I felt a little bit bad. He like he must have walked into the board or something like that. It was a girl, she was holding the board, and so I was like, oh, but I was like, listen, don't let me hear that again. And he was like, yes, daddy. I was like, I know he's not doing that again. You get me? He's not. So like you said, it's
Invest in them
important.
and
Yeah,
talk
so
to
the
them.
time.
Talk to them about like when they ask questions. Be as transparent as you can.
Yeah.
With the situation, it
That's
does like
right.
even if it's something that's a bit kind of, oh god, what's made them ask it. Try and be as honest as you can in a childlike way, but be open with them because like it's like with all this stuff with the paedophilia, like you were saying, if you don't teach them, life will.
That's right.
And is that what you want? Is you really want life to come in and show them how to be dealing with women and do all them things there? No, like so we have to talk to our children and spend that time, and most of the time they love it, you know, even if that's all you can do.
That's right. Yeah.
Communicating, that's the most important thing.
Spending time with the children is the most important thing. Them little school runs, sitting down, having the meals with them.
Yeah, I put on like, I'm the type that I'll put on literally like podcasts in the morning on the way to school. I'll put on, you know, motivational
speeches,
like YouTube videos, you know, talking about self-love. Talking about loving yourself, talking about happiness, you know, this is what I'm trying to install into them, you know, even down to talking about perception. I try to explain to them that life is all about perception, and if you can literally get your perception on point, you'll be alright. Life will be a breeze for you, you know, nothing ain't gonna bother you. But these are the things that people ain't talking about. We're not doing these things, we're kind of babying them and mothercarding them, and actually, you know, you've got a very small time. Keeping them in cotton wool. Yeah, you got them till they're what? I say once secondary school kicks in. That's it. You know, it's kind of peak. So that small time there, you got to try and install as much into them as possible. That's gonna, you know, that's gonna guide them, and every time they're gonna hear that little voice there. And affirmations is something we do. You know, wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, say things out loud, positive things about yourself. You know, because my son experienced a bit of bullying, so now I'm having to like almost unteach him those things that have been pushed into his head. You know what I'm saying? Because it was going on, mean, horrible little things to other people. It might seem like a minor, but he's a kid, so he's internalized that. Before you know it, he's seeing himself as that. So now I have to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, say some positive things about yourself out loud. Let's retrain your mind. It takes 21 days to retrain it. Let's start from now. You know, so these are the things you have to do with them. It's not a joke. My kids, serious business. My children, that's the only thing that can bother me in my life, you know. Ask anyone. Everything else, anything. Calm, I'm calm, you know. But you see my kids, serious business. Serious business. So do you think that smoking weed as well like affects mental health? Yeah, I mean, in terms of like, you know, skunk, it can, definitely. It's a depressant, but so somebody who's already kind of got a mind which has a thought process which always vibrates low, so everything they're thinking about is negative. It's like literally, it's a conditioned cycle of thinking. It puts you into a meditated mode and a state. So if you're somebody who thinks depressive and is then smoking weed on top of that, it can then heighten your depression, and then lead to thoughts becoming even deeper. And because your thought process is already negative, the thoughts ain't going to suddenly be positive because you're smoking weed. It can, for some people who, from the feedback that you get from people who smoke weed who have mental health, help them to sometimes sleep. That's right, or to kind of relax, be a distraction and relax, because especially if they've got anxiety, might make them a little bit calmer. But generally, if someone, you know, if someone suffers from depression, psychosis, I will always advise them to stop smoking. Always, because it doesn't help. It doesn't. You know, it's a temporary. It's a like putting a plaster over something. You know, it's not actually really doing anything. You know, so yeah, definitely. No, that's real there still, because obviously if you've got like a situation of something, anything that you're avoiding doing or avoiding tackling, the problem's always going to be there. You see what I'm saying? You can smoke weed, and like me, like I'm talking from my personal experience, I can smoke as much 3-5s or whatever, but the problem's going to be there. You see what I'm saying? But smoking for me kind of helps me keep calm and like meditate and
sometimes I feel creative. But when I don't smoke as well, I'm proper on point as well.
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
get
saying.
me?
If you can have that relationship with weed, and I call it a relationship because that's literally what it is. If you can have that
I've got a special
relationship,
relationship
got a
with
special.
you.
If you can have that relationship with weed,
Special
you're,
one.
you know, at the end of the day, do you? You know, it generally, it's not harming you. You know, you're able to kind of. Especially,
Balance.
if it's not demotivating you, like you can't get up in the morning. Because I remember back in the day, I couldn't wake up for nothing. I used
I
to
know
just
enough people
wanna
that
sleep,
can't wake up when they bang.
eat,
Yeah,
you know.
enough, man. Boy,
Like it
man,
was a bad
no,
thing.
like 2
Yeah.
o'clock, bro. Fam.
It was a bad
And I'm like,
thing.
bro, once you've got kids, you don't sleep. Like you ain't gonna, like from you got your kids, you ain't gonna sleep because you got gaps. School run,
Even
or
if
they're
I'm
gonna
out.
be up early, and how you gonna sleep if you get me? The youths up and in the kitchen or whatever, you got your senses on, innit? You see what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, like I think that's for me. Yeah, I'm cutting down on smoking weed, but I can motivate. I can do my thing with it still. You get me? I can work around it. But like you said, for people that do have certain mental health and that, like I've seen people smoke weed and they've got mental health and it's just turned them
It does,
thing off. You get me? Like,
there's no denying it. You know,
like
whether or not
duppy,
you
you
like,
get me?
whether or not you're a smoker of weed or not, there's no denying that, you know, the link there. It's definitely not beneficial for you. You know, and I would suggest if you are gonna smoke weed that you don't smoke skunk anyway. You know, go for the grade or
ash.
or go for kind of the Thai, the kind of, you know, the levels are not as
or even
strong.
CBD.
Right. You know, exactly. So there's different ones. If you could, you know, with anything that you kind of have, whether or not it's a psychological addiction or physical addiction with like alcohol and stuff, it's never suggested. Because I used to work in drug and alcohol as well, so it's never suggested to come off straight away.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of taper down, or like you said, change it to a lower kind of strength of whatever you're doing. So, yeah, that's all you can really do. But I would suggest it. I would personally suggest if you do have mental health, then the weed smoking. You have to find a way to deal with that still.
Real talk,
It's
you
not,
get me?
it's not,
Forget
it's
high
not
off
helping
life.
you. Yeah,
man.
it's not helping you. You know, because it can definitely it can increase suicidal thoughts.
That's right, yeah.
And stuff like that. So yeah.
But yeah, so you got your own businesses.
Yeah. So in September I launched my own business. It's called Being Layered.
Okay.
So I guess it kind of speaks for itself. As beings, we are very layered and complex. So it's mostly centered around mental and emotional health. And because, you know, we talk often about mental health, but actually you can't talk about mental health without talking about our emotional health. You know, they're very connected. Our mind is the creator of the start of where the emotions begin. You know, it's how we think about life. It's how we go through life. You know, and like I said, we spoke about certain traumas. A lot of us, our behaviours and the way we move through life are simply result of traumas that we've experienced.
That's right.
You know, and I always say to people, what are we outside of our trauma? What are we? Without that, what would we be? A lot of people wouldn't have a clue. I mean, I wouldn't, you know. If I look back, I'd be like, I don't even know. Like, what would I actually be if I didn't experience certain things in my life? And trauma can be, it doesn't have to be childhood. It can start from adulthood as well. Like, a lot of people just talk about childhood. Actually, from you have your first heartbreak, or, you know, these are things that begin to condition the way we respond, you know, in life to general things. So we start going through ways of protecting ourselves now. But what's happening is we're not actually dealing with what we're feeling. We're just kind of pushing it down and going, all right,
putting up barriers and that.
Let's find a way to do it. And I'm a big thing of living in our truth. I genuinely believe we're a society of humans. I sometimes feel like that I'm just looking at society moving, and I don't believe many people really live within their truth. I think most people are not, and I'm not saying they're not faking it, but they're not really being honest with what they want out of life, who they are, you know, and really sitting down and digging into themselves and going, right, how do I want to live this life? Like, we've got one life. Why are we living it the way people are telling us to live it? Why are we living it for face? You know, for people to look at us and say, oh yeah, he's doing well, or she's doing well, or, oh, look at that, doing everything that society tells you should be doing. Look, you've got the lovely job, 9 to 5, you've got the family life. Live life the way you want to live it. And if it looks completely nothing like what they expect of you, big up you. That's what I say, because most of us don't really want to live the way people tell us to live. We're just doing it. We're just kind of on this cycle of
the 48
following
laws of power says that. It says like behave like think as you like, but behave like others. So it's like everyone's moving like sheep, like they're behaving like society or whatever tells them to do.
And
but really they're thinking, oh, I want to do this though, really, I
yeah,
want to do
and if you
that.
sit down with people and talk to them about it, you know, you'll find, like, when I really talk to people, you find out that most people are not living the way they want to live. So I believe live in your truth. As long as you're not hurting nobody, live in your truth and friggin' enjoy it while you're here, because it's a short life, believe it or not. So yeah, so my business is really centered about that. Trying to get people to live in their truth, trying to get them to address traumas, really starting to learn how to develop emotional intelligence. Because most of us didn't have emotional intelligence or been able to even go on a journey of becoming emotionally intelligent. You know what we was like when we was young, we was very emotional, quite emotional as Taurians, and we, you know, when we get mad, we get mad.
Yes.
Emotions are heightened.
Yeah.
For me, when I was kind of coming up, I was like, rah. I remember thinking to myself, like, the way I used to feel, it was overwhelming. Like, the emotions were just too much.
Yeah.
I was like, this can't be normal. Like, it can't be normal to feel like this. It's
like,
look,
feel
for
so
little
angry
things
and
as well. Little things. Don't have to be nothing big.
Yeah.
So I look at it like, you know, people have to accept something in life. Like, we are all on individual journeys. You know, you're on your journey. I'm on mine. What you do, whether or not, you know, as long as, if you're moving in your life and you do something, I generally feel that you're doing it because it's what you were doing at the time for you, where you are on your journey.
That's right, yeah.
So, as someone who has human interaction with everybody, we're all connected. I can't sit here and internalize what you're doing and make it about me. It's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we've got big egos, so we think that when people do things, it must be my problem, it must be my fault. It's got nothing to do with me. Whatever Lily's doing, Lily's doing because Lily's where he is at that. Whatever Rare's doing, Rare's doing it. And so I'm saying, it's like, that's why I can walk around and have people around me and have conversations with people, and it's like, I'll talk to them, etc. But I don't internalize what that person or that journey they're on. You know, it's like my brother, love him to bits. He's on his journey. Whatever he's doing, I see your business. You're gonna have to deal with that. Whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna have to deal with it. But I don't sit down and internalize or get all of my feelings about it.
You can't. Yeah.
It's that's why people can't find peace and happiness.
That's right, yeah.
You know, that's why
a lot of people are watching what other people's doing. And
this is it, for face.
And that goes to like judging people, and like, so I'm saying, we're all here, everyone's here as humans, isn't it? Like,
yeah, we all judge, we're
all gonna die, so I'm saying, so no matter what people are doing, let them be on their journey. If they're not applying certain things right in their journey, have to, if they come to you for advice, then it's different.
It's different, but it's like, you know, that's why mental health is rife, because the emotional intelligence is not there. We have adults walking around with the emotional intelligence of children. That's what we've got, literally, all over us. So, because, especially if children's emotional needs weren't met by their caregivers, like by their mum and dad, what's happened now is they get into adults, they're looking for certain things within their relationships, friendships, other families, partners, etc. And what you're finding is that they respond like children. You know, they don't respond like a mature like adult. When, you know, like when you drop it to people and you have certain conversations, they're shocked when they hear maturity. I don't know if you clock that when you see, like, let's say we look at celebrities. And celebrities go through a breakup, but it's amicable, you know, and everything's nice. And people are shocked at that. Like, they find that hard to believe. Like, it's like, what? Like, they must still want to, you know? And it's like
they're not human as well.
But it's that should be, that's healthy. That's what we should be doing. But instead, we're so used to the toxicness and the fighting and the drama and the emotional, overwhelming reactions and responses that we're not used to seeing people acting like too mature adults. No, that's just too much to kind of, you know, comprehend, because humans don't do that, do we? We're not like that.
Even people on social media don't. There's a lot.
Everywhere.
There's a lot of adults on social media acting like flipping kids as well.
Let's think about
not setting
social
good
media.
examples for people as well. So I'm trying to say for the younger kids that are coming up. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, let's think about social media as well. Big thing now. We never really had that.
We never had social media growing up.
And MSN.
Yeah.
Blackchat.
A little bit of MySpace after.
A little bit of MySpace.
Do you think social media is conditioning the way that children think and behave?
Without a doubt. You know, that's why for me, my child until they're old enough to make their own decisions, they ain't going on no social media. And I'm not joking. People think I'm joking. As far as I'm concerned, my 11-year-old, 12, they don't need to be on social media. Absolutely no need for you to be on there.
Well, alright, cool. Alright, I say this to say that then. Alright, boom. I'm gonna hit you with another angle. If your child's not on social media, but they're getting social media bullied because man's cussing them through the group chat, but they don't even know they're getting cussed. So man's in the WhatsApp group getting finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at his head shape. You see that picture of him? He's a dirty youth. Look at his top. He's got stains on it round
That's
his
how
neck.
kids are.
They are, innit? They're
He
bad
fought
vibes.
in his class.
They
man.
rinse
He's in it around. Then
the best.
he's like,
They got
why
the
is
best
everyone
cousins.
laughing? Why is everyone laughing? And someone goes, and he goes, yeah, boom, knocks out that kid. Before you know it, you get a call. So what I'm saying is, all right, cool. We keep our children away from social media, but then they still find a way. Social media still finds a way to smash them
And it's
up.
true because you know what as well.
My
Like
son's on social media still.
you see,
But we control it because obviously he games, innit? So we've got him in because I've realised that this generation
son's
is
a gamer
different.
as well.
Yeah, so I've got him on gaming, so he likes to play a bit of Fortnite. But it's
What, Twitch? Is he
monitored.
on Twitch?
No, I don't even have to look at that Twitch thing. But he's on TikTok. He's the one that showed me about TikTok. He shows me certain things, but it's monitored. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not like he got like we know.
if you're monitoring it,
what
like
he's
if you're
doing on there,
seriously monitoring it, then you know
That's
that
basically what
that
we're
will be
doing,
okay because you've got control of what he's seeing.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen kids on there and they've got followers like literally about the same amount as followers as me. I know they don't know all these people. You understand what I'm saying?
Done
That's it. It's finished.
Once your
It's
kid
finished.
goes to
It's
the
finished.
explore page, brother, listen, I'm addicted
It's
to the
done.
explore page.
Yeah, I just got my son in the
Bro, it's
gamer
the
world
evilest
and
place.
Yeah,
and
my
the
son's a
vlogging.
gamer as well,
Yeah,
and
got him
so
vlogging.
he
As
wants
soon
he likes
click on
YouTube.
explore page now,
You
you're
know?
done out here.
Yeah.
So imagine a kid
He's like-
absorbing what man's absorbing.
Yeah,
He's
that's
done
what I'm saying.
out.
But you have to, you know, like mental health
But he's
amongst
not on
children.
Insta.
You see, mental health amongst children, it's increased dramatically since social media.
That's right, yeah.
You know,
With their confidence and
yeah,
how they
it's
talk, how
their
they
self-esteem.
how they
you know, because
socialise.
identity is one of the, like at that stage where identity, knowing who we are, is what we're looking for. You know, so we're kind of going through all these stages, and you know, and like for me, you got the stuff for our boys, but to be honest with you, I'm probably a bit. I don't know. It's like it's both of them. You're just as worried about them. But for my
100%, yeah.
girl,
Even more.
it's the whole this whole influencer Instagrammer life kind of. Every girl looking the same on the gram, like the makeup, like for me, like that. It
Yeah, I know
worries
what
me.
you
It
mean
genuinely
still.
does. Like I can't have my daughter seeing that and thinking no, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm so adamant that in the household I have to be a certain way.
Yeah, real though.
You know, like
yeah, I respect
even
that.
you know everything I'm doing, that the way I move, you know, like my makeup. So I don't really wear makeup other than my little lipstick. I don't really do all that stuff. You know, I'm not into the painting my eyebrows to look like every single girl's doing my eyelashes and doing all that stuff. For me, I want her to find her you know, confidence within her natural self. Once she's done all that, you can do what you want after that. If you want to do all that stuff, by all means, go and experiment and enjoy yourself, put your hair on and do whatever. But my thing is, you need to find that confidence with who you are, without all of that.
As a child, grow up, innit? Like what we did. We had a childhood, like we all had a childhood.
It was just, I don't
We had to
remember
worry
feeling
about-
that pressure.
Yeah, we were on
I don't feel pressure like that.
Instagram and
No.
what is it, Snapchat and TikTok
Nah.
and all them fuckery there. We're just growing up, innit?
It
You
was
see what I'm
mad.
saying? Like,
We
real
were just
talk.
enjoying life. Like I think when we was younger, what was the thing in? I think it was mascara. That was the thing. Like when I was young, mascara
See.
and perms. Girls with
Okay.
perm in their hair. But other than that, you know, we was all very like natural. But now, you know, everything, the cosmetic world is changed, and I genuinely worry for my girl. Like, I'm thinking if she was on this like now, especially they're so young and kind of, you know, easy sponges, they're picking up everything.
Yeah.
I would definitely be concerned that she's going to end up really lacking confidence and self-esteem. So for me, it's like, so when I catch that in her and I see that she's got her own identity, and
Yeah.
by all means, I'm gonna have to let her fly and do what she's doing. And but until then, yeah, we're gonna deal with this at home, in the house first, you know.
Oh, for
so
real.
yeah,
For real, man.
it's mad.
So yeah.
What's your craziest story that you can tell us? Because everyone comes on the show, we ask them, what's the craziest story
Yeah.
you can tell
Yeah.
us from growing up in Tulsa?
Craziest story in Tulse Hill. Oh, you should prepare me for this. I can't think. Can you think of any crazy ones you've had to go on?
Let me think.
Probably for me, it's probably when Rare tried to thingy Georgina.
Oh my god, bringing it up again.
Sorry.
Bro. That's twice.
Sorry.
You know what? When we was growing up, I remember, it's not crazy, but I remember them pigeon men when we was young. We was probably like about.
Oh my
Remember?
God.
And we used to say they capture pigeons and eat them and that. You remember the Birdman? They used to live like near Winston's.
What was his
At the
name?
end, them
name.
two white brothers, yeah, and they used to collect their pigeons, and then we used to throw stones. Man was like throwing stones. Why you collecting pigeons? So man's throwing stones at the window. Then one day they chased, man. You get me? But that's when we was young. That was scary. You get me? I'm proper young, innit?
yeah.
But we used to think, right, they eating the pigeons, the birdmen. Them like we used to call them the birdman. I can't believe no one remembers that.
No, I remember the Birdman.
remember
I
them?
remember the Birdman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think.
There's
Oh,
Bearman
I
and
know.
stuff.
I know. The craziest one was probably when there was. I'm not gonna say names, but there was a beef in Tulse. There's a house party, and there's beef in Tulse. I can't remember. Was you there? I can't remember. And basically, the lady whose house it was linked to a lot of Peckham, man.
Yeah, we was talking about this the other day.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Lady's house was
It was
linked
in
to a lot of
Daresbrook,
Peckham,
innit?
man. It was,
The girl that she went to your school,
yeah,
innit?
yeah. And then basically some madness kicked off.
Yeah.
And a bag of Peckham man come out.
Yeah,
When I mean a
remember
bag,
that.
I mean there was
remember
about
that.
100.
They filled up the whole of the ends.
About 100 of them.
Yeah,
and
It
they
was
tried to-
mad.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, what? The Peckham is outside.
crazy.
Yeah, there was a bag of them. And they were going for certain man.
It was mad. Like, and I just remember sitting there like, why do you need so many people for? And that's like reason for one of them outside. I always remember that I was outside. And I was like, but why are you all here? Like, you're not on a mad thing. Like, you know, little Tara, I was trying to be the peacekeeper. But I just remember thinking, nah, this is
'cause
mad.
Certain man was going on like they were hard, the
And-
hardest in the
Yeah,
in the
and a
dance.
certain man got the Axeman name
certain
after
man?
him.
Dark
innit?
man,
Say their
fam.
names.
Dark man, bro. I say the name. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? It was Dark man, innit? He was having madness with one youth in the dance, innit? And then
It is
the
a
youth
madness.
the youth was that cool, but I think he was a Peckham youth, and the next minute
Yeah.
he made the call, bare Peckham youth.
It was mad.
And then
I
they tried to they think they went to bottle him. They bottled him, and then Stan was there, and then his hat got knocked off and that.
No,
and then he had the axe,
Axeman
back to the
Stan.
axe, yeah. But he swung the axe. He didn't swing the axe on the grease thing. He swung the axe to get out. You know what I mean? And leave his friend in there.
You're a bad man.
Don't let me talk about stories. I know my way to inside. That is the realest though, isn't it? Yeah, to get he's like, I'm alright. So they were like, they weren't expecting that. So they were shook kinda. You get me? But they were on to Donny, like, yo, like, you see what I'm saying?
That day was probably one of the
Get
baddest.
me?
It's just one that stays in my head.
Like, that man was a cool youth still, but he used to have bear madness. I remember even time Tiny come down, bear man for him. Bear man, you remember time? The whole of bear man also, bear man for him. You get me? But yeah, man.
Yeah, it was
Growing
absolutely
up, there was
crazy.
bear madness.
Yeah, that was one of
Say
my.
he was cool with him, friend.
Who, that man?
Yeah.
At stage, but nah, he's a pagan. He was a pagan. When he was crashing, he was moving like a pagan still.
Oh, God.
So there was bear mad stories. Man, he gets one of some.
was-
He
That was a
threw man off
It's-
track,
Just
cuz.
just take you
yard,
to
you know.
a whole new
And
door.
And the sofa got comfy before he was at home before he was
Oh my god. So,
Next
yeah.
room to bed, you know.
So yeah, man. So growing up in Tulse was fun. But yeah, and also you talk about your business. So how do you do do you do it like, is it like with your clients? How do they contact you? Do you
So
Through social
basically,
media or website?
yeah. So I'm building the website and all that. So next year I'm going to be pushing it a lot harder.
yeah.
I'm just right now. So I'll do it like workshops, but it's more like group workshops.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, my main goal is actually to bring it into organisations. So like staff wellbeing.
That's it.
So right now I'm doing a private thing, but I hope to eventually kind of come out of that and just be doing it with
And has
corporate
this pandemic kind
organisations.
of affected?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the pandemic, as much as it's mad, it's actually probably the best time to launch something like this,
Yeah,
because
100%.
when everything's over
Yeah,
and everything's kind of back to normal,
yeah.
like the need for well-being amongst the staff is going to be actually
Yeah,
the
high
priority.
demand,
Yeah,
that's
and there's
right.
going to be money in the boxes.
Yeah.
So it's actually probably a good time to go into it.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
yeah, I'm
real
looking
talk.
forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man. So like, how can people get in contact with you as well, like for your business?
Yeah, so you can go on my Instagram. It's at being layered, and yeah, if you follow me in there, you can private message me. And yeah, like I said, the website is building,
Go on.
so yeah, that should be hopefully
Calm, man.
sorted next
And
year.
also
early
you're
next year.
doing your podcast as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a being layered podcast, which
Yeah.
I'll be doing with my brother.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna be covering lots of different topics. We're gonna obviously a lot of mental health stuff, but just generally anything in terms of well-being, in terms of things that we go through in our lives, and just kind of have some real conversations. My brother wanted to bring obviously his element of his experience being older,
yeah.
being a man, and obviously me bringing my experience of being a woman.
That's gonna be sick, you know.
And obviously my background and what I do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm looking forward to
looking forward
hearing
to
it
it,
as well.
yeah.
Make sure we do. I think we should do a joint one still. That would be sick.
Yeah.
We should do something where like we're all together. And,
Yeah,
man, we
no,
link up
definitely. I'll up and holler at you and we'll sort that out.
when you're ready. When
Yeah,
you're ready.
man. Good.
But yeah,
Thank you
man.
lot for having me.
Yeah, man, cool, man.
Been
We'll
good,
wrap
I've
it up
enjoyed
and-
it. It's been
yeah,
good to
man.
see you lot.
We're gonna come back anyway, like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll link up again and
Yeah, no, definitely.
Just
If
crack
you lot keep doing a thing, positive vibes.
positive vibes.
Positive vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only. Yeah. So I'm saying. But yeah, man, big up.
Yeah.
And yeah, say no more.
Make sure you lot subscribe, follow.
And like, you get me? Done now.